Welcome to the Paraswap staking tutorial. So in today's tutorial, we'll show you how to stake through the Ethereum Boosted Pool. Secondly, how to stake through the Ethereum Basic Pool, walk you through the staking calculator and how you could use it to see what your rewards would be in different assumptions. And then also walk you through some things that you can learn about Paraswap staking and specifically how you could actually boost your rewards over your staking period. Let's jump right in. So as we move down on the screen, you'll see that there are firstly two options: the boosted pool, the basic pool. The boosted pool is made up of a pool on Balancer where you stake 80% PSP, 20% ETH, and you get rewarded in native ETH. Your receipt token will be SE PSP2. The basic pool is where you stake 100% PSP tokens, you get rewarded in ETH, and your receipt token is SE PSP1. We'll come back to this page, but firstly, to start staking, you can click on this link at the bottom for the boosted pool or this link for the basic pool. So firstly, how to stake in the basic pool. You come to this page, make sure you've selected basic pool. You deposit the amount of PSP that you're looking to stake. So I'm going to put 100. Firstly, you need to unlock PSP, sign it in your wallet, wait for that to confirm. And from there, you'll actually be able to start staking. Click on this button, depositing 100 PSP. As I mentioned earlier, you're receiving SE PSP1 tokens. Confirm the stake, confirm that transaction in your wallet, and wait for that to be completed. As you can see, my potential stake is 665.1 PSP, but in this case, I've staked 100 PSP in the basic pool. While we wait for the transaction to confirm, it will show up in the stats dashboard. As you can see, the transaction has now been confirmed and my potential stake has dropped given that I've just staked 100 PSP, and that is how you stake in the basic pool. To stake with the Ethereum Boosted Pool, you can navigate down here, click on this link, and this will take you to the PSP staking dashboard. From there, all that you need to do is make sure that this button is toggled. Come down here, select the amount of PSP you'd like to stake. Let's do 100. And then it will automatically populate the amount of ETH that you'll need to stake with that in the pool. You can select ETH or wrapped ETH, whichever you have. And then you click stake and complete the transaction. So you can take note of these tabs over here. So you'll see that we're currently in epoch 14. There is 10 days remaining. You can track your current Paraboost score in this current epoch. You can see what the projected staking APR is, and you can also see what the previous staking APR is. Just for reference, you can hover over these tooltips to get a better understanding of what that means. As you navigate up here, you can click on the stats dashboard, and this will actually take you to a separate page. You can see some interesting statistics by inputting your wallet and monitoring what the trading volume is across different chains, what the weekly trading volume is, volume exported to a DEX, volume exported to a DEX after V5, active users, and so on and so forth. So this is a nice way just to see what is going on in the Paraswap ecosystem. Jumping back here, you can claim your rewards over here. So once you have staked, your rewards will show up here, and then you will be able to claim here. Keep in mind that you will incur a transaction fee for that. And given that it is on Ethereum mainnet, that could vary based on the network activity. Jumping back onto the PSP asset page, looking at the Ethereum Boosted Pool, you'll notice that 70% of stakers are currently choosing this option and 30% of stakers are choosing the basic pool option. Now, in terms of how to use this, you can input the amount that you're looking to stake. So let's input $25,000. And then you can adjust your staking time, essentially how long you're looking to stake in this balancer pool. You'll notice how your reward rate is changing and how your rewards over your holding period is adjusting in USD terms. Important to notice that there is a 28-day unstake cooldown and that your reward frequency will be every 28 days, and that will compound manually. The 17.54% that you see here is referring to the average yield being earned by everyone in the pool. That is based on the assumption that everyone has staked the same amount in the pool and that there is no para boost applied to that. Moving down, looking at the Ethereum Basic Pool, works in the same way. If we are looking to stake $25,000 in PSP and we're looking to stake it over a period of 1 year and 11 months, you can see what our reward rate would be and our expected rewards over a 1 year time period. And you'll notice that it also has a 28-day unstake cooldown, a reward frequency of 28 days, and it's compounded manually. As we move down on the asset page, you'll see a reward column, a risk column, general, and momentum column. Zooming in here to the nominal reward rate, you'll see that there is currently a 17.54% nominal reward rate for staking PSP, whereas on an adjusted basis, the real reward rate is negative 75.5%. How do we get this? You'll notice that the inflation rate is currently 379.8%. And if you're interested in how that inflation is actually calculated, you can click on the tooltip here, and this will explain how that inflation is actually calculated. Moving down, you can play around with the historical data on Paraswap to see how fees have been adjusting over time and to maybe look at daily volume and fees over your expected holding period. As you move down, you'll be able to play around with the PSP staking calculator. Now, how this works is you start in step 1 and you proceed to step 2, and you can select either the boosted pool or the basic pool. We're going to go with the boosted pool for this example. You enter the amount that you're looking to stake either in PSP or in USD, and then you can select your staking time up here, and you can make an assumption on what you expect the price to be after 1 year. You'll notice as well, as you move along this curve, you can see what your rewards would be when they are compounded and when they are not compounded. Take note that this does not take into account transaction fees. And given that you're staking on Ethereum layer 1, those fees could add up and make it not worthwhile to compound stake. Shifting down, you'll be able to influence your expected staking yield based on some staking scenarios. Now remember that your para-boost score is made up of each of these components: a general trading boost, market making boost, pooling boost, and stablecoin trading boost. You can change your assumptions here because each one of these produce a para-boost score. So if I expect that the volume of trades in USD, excluding stablecoin to stablecoin, will be 2.7 million, you'll notice that it would have affected the yield here. I'm expecting the market making boost to be something like that. I'm expecting our pooling boost to be 2. So that's the number of epochs we've actually stayed for. And a reminder that an epoch is 28 days. And then we're expecting our stablecoin trading boost to be around 3 million. Here you can see the net result on your total reward rate, and you can see the network share of the total supply. As you move down here, there are some other boosts that would influence the calculation. So you can just toggle this as yes or no and see how that affects your reward rate. And as you can see, each one of these actually has quite a big effect on your reward rate. Moving down, you can learn more about Paraswap staking in terms of how to actually stake it. As we mentioned earlier, what you need to do once you've staked your PSP, keep in mind that you would need to claim your rewards within the following 3 epochs, which is 12 weeks or 3 months. Otherwise, those unclaimed incentives will go back to the DAO treasury. So remember to claim your rewards, otherwise you will lose out on it. In terms of how the staking rewards for PSP are calculated for the boosted pool, which is your receipt token for SEPSP2, the general APR for those stakers before applying the Paraboost is calculated based on the revenue accrued so far during the current epoch and then the median of the 3 previous epochs' revenues. So that would, for example, be the current month, and then also the median of the previous 3 months before that. Keep in mind that that will change as each epoch progresses. And you can see how the formula is actually calculated by reviewing that over there. The basic pool calculation has the same structure, but the reward rate is calculated slightly different because you are not applying boost here. If you want to learn more about how this is calculated, you can click on this link, and this will take you to a detailed article that the Paraswap team has written. In terms of the risk to staking PSP, keep in mind that there is an unbonding risk of 28 days. So if you are looking to stake PSP, consider this before you start, because if you would like to sell it, you'll have to wait 28 days before making that decision. And also keep in mind that there is the usual smart contract risk when staking PSP. That is something that you should consider. PSP does not have a consensus algorithm because it is smart contract staking, and it is obviously secured by Ethereum mainnet. In terms of the differences between SEPSP1 and SEPSP2, a reminder that SEPSP1 is your basic pool. You only get a voting power boost of 1x and the cooldown time is 1 epoch. And SEPSP2 is the balancer liquidity pool, and you have a cooldown time of 1 epoch and a voting power boost of 2.5x. In terms of how the power boost is actually calculated, the PSP value of your SEPSP2 is boosted by 2.5x and then added to the PSP value of your SEPSP1. Once the base stake value is calculated, every achieved power boost is applied. For example, if you receive a 10% power boost, your stake will multiply by 1.1. And once the final power boost is calculated, you will receive your stake in the split protocol revenue relative to all the other stakers. Now, you may have noticed that your power boost might have reset during your staking period. Keep in mind that each enhancement, which accumulates through a specific epoch, lasts 4 weeks. So at the end of that epoch, all boosts except for the pooling boost are reset. So if your power boost has returned to its original value, it's likely that a new epoch has started. In terms of how the referral boost works, the Paraswap team rewards its community for attracting new users. So through its unique referral program, both the referrer and the referred party can earn an increased share of the trade's positive slippage by using a referral link. Trades executed via this referral link will grant a 20% boost to the person who made the referral, while the individual who was referred gets a 10% boost on these transactions. And then in terms of the tokenomics, you can have a look at how that works over there. A reminder to periodically check the PSP asset page to see how yields are changing and adjusting, and to make use of the calculator to estimate your staking rewards. Thank you for tuning in to this tutorial.